On our 28th day on trail, we took a nice little 0. We did move away from this campsite though, because honestly it sucked. I will not miss you, honestly. We spent most of this day just running errands. All of the stores were really far apart, so it took us most of the day to accomplish this. We stopped at the camp store to pick up more fuel, electrolytes, and a lot of patch tape for my poor little tent. We took buses to the grocery stores, resupplied, changed campsites, and eventually made our way down to the beach to relax for the rest of the evening.
You know? Yeah. Like that's a little kitty. Smile. Yeah, warm.
Okay, there, then you can actually say hi because it's a video. Look at us all. Hiker trash. We had a few issues with campgrounds in this town, not being able to find one that wasn't like gross or weird. So we ended up at one that's like quite far off trail. Like, oh, we'll just take a bus. The buses don't run in the morning, I guess. There's like no bus to take us back to the center of town. So it's like a 5K road walk into town to the trail. So that's super fun. Yeah, I'm ready to get back on trail. We had a 0 day and it was like, I don't know, not a very good 0 day. It was like just took so long to run all of our errands because they were all so far away and the buses kind of suck. And it was not very restful. I didn't get to just like lounge around and, you know, work on things that I needed to work on. I just was like running around, picking up bits and pieces and doing things all day. So it's not much of a rest. The only caveat was I didn't have to carry my backpack all day. But oh well, we're back on trail, heading to the Alps. And that's gonna be way more fun than being stuck in this weird town. So it's good. Okay, 5 kilometers later and we are officially back on trail. Ugh. Quite the way to start a morning. I said finally. Yeah, trail goes that way. The first one I've seen in stage 2. I don't know. Like we're just sitting on the steps of a church, just like eating all our food. This cafe was basically just some older woman's living room that she just serves instant coffee out of. So we took a little break and sat together and had a coffee, and I tortured all my new friends by pretending I was taking a picture when really it was a video. I'm the worst. Sorry, they wanted a picture. Yeah.
A month on trail, and we were finally getting into the Alps properly. I have been looking forward to this stage for essentially the entire trail so far. So finally getting closer and closer to these big mountains is so exciting.
Okay, so the Alps don't play around. Check this out. Ew. Oh, I've been climbing all day. I gotta figure out how to eat more food out here. I'm gonna disappear. My phone is like, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. And my phone's like, oh, you've already burned 1,800 calories on top of your like basal metabolic calories. Wee. So, yeah, I gotta eat more food. Then I have to carry more food, which means you burn more calories carrying the food. It's a constant struggle. But it is so friggin' beautiful out here. Wow. Yeah, gorgeous. I'm walking through basically a tunnel of wildflowers and it smells so good in here. Oh. Woo. Not only does it smell amazing, then you turn around and it looks like that. Ridiculous. This is definitely not the water source I was hoping for. There are a lot of tadpoles in this lake pond thing. But that's why we filter it. This is crazy. What? Check out the Alps, man. This is awesome. Oop.
yeah, today was our first like real day where it felt like we were in the Alps. Stunning. It was so gorgeous. We did something like 18 or 1900 meters of elevation over, I think we did 23 kilometers today. It's not as long as we usually do, but the elevation was really intense. It was super steep and then back down, and then super steep and then back down. But so beautiful. We had to do this really cool ridge walk, and there were like mountain goats everywhere. It was super gorgeous. I had such a fun time. And then we found this like this cabiny roof type thing to camp under because it's supposed to be like possible thunderstorms tonight. Definitely rain, maybe thunderstorms. We decided we didn't want our tents to have to go through that, especially mine. I patched it all up, but I don't know how good of a job I did, so we'll see. But yeah, figured if we can have a roof over our heads, that's the easiest way to go. So we've just pitched our tents on the cement floor. We're gonna hang out here for the night, and then we're just a little bit away from town where we're gonna resupply, and then we've got like a 5-day section, 6 days, like 120, 130 kilometers until Chamonix, so that will be like a long food carry, so we've got to resupply like properly. But yeah, that's basically it. It's a pretty good spot. It was a great day. I feel like you can't tell that it's raining.
It's very nice when it's raining and not in the rain.
Yeah, go out in the rain and show us how wet it is. I can't tell.
I haven't done anything wrong. Why should it be?
Yeah, fair.
Don't take the scissor.
Wow, it's so rainy and thunder, lightning. I'm so glad I'm under a roof. For it. Oh, that one wasn't so big. Staying underneath this big roof seemed like a really good idea in theory, but Denny woke up in a giant puddle on his side of the abri. My stuff seemed to fare okay though. So we did take a bit of time in the morning to try and dry things out, but it was still raining and so humid that it was a bit of a futile effort. We hiked the few kilometers into town to get a hitch to take us to the Intermarché, which is a bit further outside of the town, but a much better grocery store for such a big resupply. Yay! One thing I love about through hiking is how you have to really rely on the kindness of strangers in a lot of situations. It ends up really just restoring my faith in humanity. Like these 2 different women that picked us up for hitches. The first dropped us directly in front of the doors of the supermarket, and the second took us directly to the cafe that we needed to go to, even though it was out of her way. Or even the owners of this really cute cafe that let us hang out upstairs all day using the Wi-Fi, charging our devices, and spreading out our gear all over the table. I don't take any of these little kindnesses for granted, and I really do hope that when I get back to real life, I remember to pay it forward. Okay. Okay. My legs are looking great.
But you know, even though like it was so wet and my feet were wet and that was like slipping in the mud and like trying to not fall in a cow pie, I was still just thinking like, this is so fun. I don't want to be doing anything else. Yeah. Like it's still really enjoyable somehow.
Yeah. I enjoyed the silence. It was like a really peaceful.
Yeah, it was so quiet because we were just in a cloud basically. It's really nice. Yeah, I feel like I really brought myself a treat up the mountain. My tent in high winds always just sounds like it's gonna tear apart. It's so stressful. Everything is wet. By the time I got to this little cafe on the top of a mountain, my feet were so wet and cold I could barely feel my toes anymore, and I could not believe it was open for me to get a hot coffee. Nothing to capture that. We finally saw the sun start to poke out from behind the clouds just a little bit, so we took an opportunity to lay out our gear and try to dry things out even just a little bit. Mostly I really just wanted my socks to dry because my feet were so pruny. It's just a bottomless pit. Oh, I found it!
Hola.
The sunshine was short-lived though, and within about a half an hour it was raining and windy again, so we had to pack up our stuff really quickly so as not to get it wet yet again. Even when it's so rainy and windy and I'm cold and damp, I am still so grateful that I get the opportunity to be out here and to live in these mountains for as long as I do. It's truly, truly a blessing.
We ran into our first patch of snow, which would be nothing in comparison to what was coming in the next few days, but we didn't know that yet. We ate our dinner in a beautiful campsite with no idea what lay ahead for us in the Dent Blanche tomorrow.